Вот эта воронка от падения учебно-боевого блока ракеты «Сармат» просто поражает воображение. Без боевого заряда. Глубина 8 метров, диаметр 20.
We put ourselves in our own, a prison of our own making. Wonderful. Temperance in reverse for the energy between, imbalance. China's about to show us their power. This is like, I know that China had recently some kind of parade or something of their military. This is like that on steroids. Almost like if you go and you go to the movie theater and there's a trailer for the upcoming movies, almost like that. And I don't know, now that I'm saying that, if maybe that means literally they put out some kind of like trailer commercial type thing, or if it's like a show of force of something, but I don't think China's letting it go, which seems obvious, right? But this is like, we're not going to attack you, but we're going to show you our muscles. Let me pull clarifiers. Eight of Swords. Oh, 2 came out. Oh, wonderful. Bloodline and Underwater in reverse. That when they write on like divorce settlements, like irreconcilable differences or whatever, irreconcilable differences, that's what that looks like to me. Temperance in reverse. Temperance in reverse was the energy between. Okay, I can't ignore it. The card on the bottom of the deck over here is Operation Mockingbird, government-controlled media. I think it's worse than we are seeing that it is. 4 of Wands. Murder, suicide. Four of Wands, murder, suicide is like baiting, like, come here, and then and I said differences that can't be reconciled, and then for the energy between we got this. This is like the China backing the US into some kind of corner that now has been made available or accessible because of Biden and what he said, like, but it's not specifically just that. It's like who else it also makes mad. Like, we also made other people mad by him saying that, and that is going to have an effect on how on the decision to be made to move forward. 2 of Swords, struggle in reverse. So 2 of Swords would be how much is the US gonna try and maneuver out of just directly apologizing in the way that they would like us to, or like whatever they want in order to repair the ties that we obviously want to repair, because we were just there trying to repair them. So we know that you want to repair ties, But then you go and say something like that, that's counterproductive. So, like, you need to fix it now is kind of what China, I think, is going to say. And Beach in reverse was there the whole time I was talking. This tends to make me believe they're immediately going after some kind of trade or access to something.
China is freaking out after Joe Biden called Xi Jinping, quote, a dictator. They say that the president's, quote, absurd comments threaten to undermine efforts to improve Sino-U.S. relations. It actually happened at a campaign fundraiser on Tuesday at the very moment. So before a bunch of rich donors, at the very moment that his own Secretary of State is in China, says, quote, what a great embarrassment for dictators when they didn't know what was happening. He was talking at a private home in California. After the comments were leaked, the Chinese Foreign Ministry said that they were, quote, extremely absurd, irresponsible, seriously violate basic facts, diplomatic protocols, and China's political dignity. Now, listen, obviously Xi Jinping is a dictator, okay? But this kind of gets back, or Putin is a war criminal. We've gotten this before.
Yeah.
The thing is that when you're the president of the United States, your comments should be calibrated to actual policy. Just talking off the cuff, you know, without any plan, specifically when your Secretary of State is in the, or at least in the airspace of the country, you just look like a fool.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like, what is your policy here? What are we actually talking about? This is a thing I can't stand with the Biden administration. President Biden's like, yeah, we're going to defend Taiwan. I'm like, do you understand what you're saying? Like, do you actually understand what you're saying? Look at the deployment of our military resources. I was just reading 2 days ago, the CEO of Raytheon says, listen, we're never going to be able to get our supply chains out of China. So you're like, wait, hold on a sec. So if we go to war with China, then you're saying that you actually can't produce any weapons here in the United States. Are we understanding this? So what is the policy? And then the president of Secretary of State on Chinese soil says, we don't support Taiwan independence. That's not a policy change per se, but it's a rhetorical gift to the Chinese. But then Biden is like, oh, but he's a dictator. It's like, what are we doing?
It's completely undercuts
what's
it
happening?
At the same moment. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, look, if we want to take a hawkish approach, that's fine. Let's debate that. Let's actually plan for it. Let's have a whole of government approach towards it that may be serious. But this like seesaw, come back and forth, like I want to appear tough on my own soil, but I'm also going to try and get climate concessions or whatever crap that the people like John Kerry want to get out of them. It's incoherent, and actually it creates uncertainty such that the Chinese themselves, we've talked about this in our last show. There are many different factions in the Chinese government. One faction, Xi Jinping is mostly a part of them, thinks the U.S. wants to destroy their entire country. And they think it's existential and they want to fight back accordingly. Things like this only give them more fuel.
Yeah.
Then the diplomatic side, which Blinken was just engaging with while he was over there, they're like, no, see, we can work with them. We can avoid this. Let's just all, we're all making a lot of money. Let's just keep it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And so we are sending so many mixed signals that they have no idea what the actual policy of government is. And each side can basically point to whatever else is going on as incoherence. And that causes a lot of uncertainty and damage potentially in the future.
Yeah.
On and off again relationship. Quarrels, extra unstable. In reverse. So U.S. and China kind of had an on and off again relationship, and that's saying it's off. It's almost like before it was like, okay, like you fix it. Oh no, you fix it. Let's both fix it. Now it's China's like, fix it if you want. I don't really care. And if you want to fix it, you're gonna have to like get down on your knees and beg, because if there's one thing he, as in China's leader, does not like, it is being made like you have the people of your country think in one way. It's almost like someone's trying to wake them up, and that's not. Temperance in reverse and war. Five of Spades. Endings, sickness and disease, a body or a corpse, and operation. Sadness and grief, going at it alone, the left-hand path, interference, too much, left-handed or the left hand. Clarify temperance in reverse, which is excess or lack of balance or something being disruptive, and war. Four of Wands and murder-suicide. Two of Diamonds, financial partnership, a secret. Writing, inventing, designing, intelligence, creative genius, a relationship with boundaries, a secret, a gift. Eating, cooking, kitchen, a connection. The Joker in reverse, which is a disruption or unexpected change. So we should expect it. Things growing, a love triangle, parties implement choices, a short space of time. It's like a falling out of trade between the US and somebody else other than just China, but because of what just happened. Five of Wands, yeah, some kind of conflict. Like somebody who's forced to pick a side publicly and has to choose China, and that affects something with the US in terms of getting something in or skyrocketing price of something, but it's like something not from China. Obviously there's going to be repercussions with China, but this is like China and this large money card, business success, travel abroad, a plane, nuclear powerful energy, crowds and arenas, the atomic bomb.
Vladimir Putin announced that the weapon, which can carry nuclear charges, will make the Kremlin's adversaries think twice. The Sarmat missile, or Satan II, is one of Russia's next-generation missiles, which Putin has termed as invincible. The Sarmat is super heavy intercontinental ballistic missile. It is designed to elude anti-missile defense systems, giving enemy surveillance systems a tiny window to track. It is capable of nuclear charges. According to the report, the weapon can be able to carry 10 or more warheads and decoys.
Fusion of forces, a medium seal the deal.
How prepared is the US for Russia's Satan II, which is said to be capable of destroying an entire country in seconds? Putin claims that the missile can hit any target on Earth, and it is the most powerful missile, with the longest range of destruction of targets in the world, weighs more than 200 tons, and can carry multiple warheads. The RS-28 is also said to be capable of traveling across the South Pole to strike targets in the Southern Americas, bypassing the United States missile defense systems in the north. Each of the 10 warheads is a multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicle, with a blast yield of 0.75 mt. The Sarmat will also be Russia's first missile, capable of carrying smaller hypersonic boost glide vehicles. These are maneuverable and difficult to intercept. The RS-28 Sarmat ICBM is more lethal than the R-36M Voyevoda ICBMs, currently in service in Russia, due to its upgraded electronic countermeasures, guidance systems, and alternative warhead carrying capacity. According to Putin, the missile will be an effective response to US missile defense deployments near Russia's borders, as well as projects such as Prompt Global Strike.